Hello, welcome to another YouTube Live. Here we are every Monday and we have a different topic each week. Here's your chance to ask questions if you have anything related to NLP, emotions, well-being, how to reduce anxiety, how to let go of anxiety, all of that. Here's the space. I hold this space every week, so you can tune in and connect and ask the questions if you want. Or anything about what I've been covering on the podcast. There's many things happening. And in today's class today, for today's topic, I wanted to talk about one thing that most people are missing in their life, and sometimes they don't even realize it. And this is something that I think virtually, maybe not every single human being, but most human beings on this planet are wanting this, needing this, even if they're not consciously aware of it, that this is something that is so important, especially in today's world when there is a lot of so much stimulation on so many different levels. We've got stimulation coming from our mobiles, we've got the news, we've got the media, we've got social media, we've got you just walk down the street and you can't avoid adverts. There's stuff everywhere and there's a lot of stimulation, a lot of noise, a lot of distraction, a lot of things coming towards us. Well, that's just simply in our environment, and our unconscious mind is always absorbing things. It's like a black box recorder of an aeroplane. Our unconscious mind is always listening in and paying attention to what's within our surroundings. So when we're constantly picking up on all of this information, even if we're not consciously paying attention to it, but on an unconscious level, like our nervous system is getting impacted all the time by all these different things that are around us. And when it gets to the point in society where there is so much going on, a lot of people are feeling incredibly overwhelmed and anxious and stressed and like, oh, everything's just too much. And they just want to curl in a ball and hide under the duvet, or this is when people are not paying attention to their needs, that sometimes it can feel almost like a sense of mild depression, that you feel a bit numb, or that you just want to hide away, that you don't have the energy or the desire to go out there in the world and do things. And I've worked with many clients that have been feeling this and have expressed this. And it's something that I've noticed that it's not just now, as this has been going on for a long time. I've been working with clients for 11 years, and this is something that I've noticed happening over the years, though it is very prominent now. It's very, very prominent. And yeah, when there's so much going on, and it's almost like our minds are being rewired according, if we use social media a lot, our minds are being rewired to want extra stimulation, to want lots of things, and we're absorbing the amount of information that we're absorbing, that we're taking in, is at a much faster pace than what our nervous system can assimilate and can integrate. So it's almost like there's this disconnect on some level, that there's lots coming in, and the mind is wanting lots, wanting the next reel, the next swipe on Instagram, or the next post on Facebook, or the next short video on YouTube, looking for the next thing, though our nervous system is struggling to assimilate all of that. And there's this mismatch between what our body and what our nervous system needs, and also what the mind is looking for out of distraction, how it's been rewired in terms of our habits that we're doing. And also, it's just important just to really notice, am I creating space? Am I creating space and creating simplicity in my life? And I think this is a wonderful question to ask ourselves. And I think this is what I wanted to talk about today: simplicity and space. And this is something that I feel that most people on this planet, especially in the busy Western world of go, 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 do, and always like striving for more, doing more, and like with a million things, I think this is what most people can really benefit from, and what they're missing in their life is the simplicity and the space. So, are we creating simplicity? Are we creating space? And they're both interlinked, obviously. Like when we create space, then things become more simplified as well. And when we simplify things, we create more space. So it's like the two together. And it's so important to have that, And one thing that can really help us with that is noticing and paying attention to, what am I saying yes to? And what am I saying no to? So what are you committing yourself to? And are those things 100% full body yes? Like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I mean, obviously there will be some obligations, or like important things or responsibilities that might not be like, oh, I'm jumping for joy to do that. Though it's important to also pay attention to those, and if it's something important and necessary, that we create space and time to do those things. Though what I'm talking about is all those little extra things. Like, are we really committing ourselves to things that are important, that are nourishing, that are nurturing, that are beneficial for our well-being? Or are we saying yes to things that perhaps we say yes because we feel we have to, or that we want to please someone, or that that's what other people are doing, or don't want to feel left out, but really it's not really what we want to do? Like, just to really pay attention, because the more we start paying attention to that and really only saying yes to the things that are really, really important, then we can create more space. We simplify things a bit more, and saying no, like, no, thank you. No, thank you. There doesn't need to be an explanation. There doesn't need to be a, oh no, I can't because of X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, thank you. I'm not available for that, or I'm not able to. That's it. You don't need to create this story, because often it's the mind, or the fears, or the any part that is feeling a lack, or like wanting to people please, will come up with all the explanation in the story. So that's an important thing. Of course, there are many other things that are important in creating space and simplicity. The breath, which I talk about so often, is so important. And this is the thing, like, it's coming back to the basics, If we want to create a life that has more space, that we simplify it, we let go of all the complications, it is about coming back to the basics, coming back to the breath, coming back to the important and necessary things, and what really lights us up and fills us up, and letting go of the rest, creating space in our day as much as we can, even if that is 5 minutes extra. Maybe there are a lot of commitments, but even if that's 5 minutes extra, and just having space in your diary, like whether that's a digital diary, or whether you're old school like me and still have a paper one. I do a mix of both, but I really love the paper version, because then you can literally just like see all that space, when you mark things off, and just have that blank space in the diary, and just having that time for being, living, whatever's present in that moment. So this is something that many people are forgetting about: the importance of simplicity, the importance of creating space, and how this is so, so vital in terms of emotional well-being, mental well-being, all like at all levels, like really allowing ourselves to be moments to be rather than we caught up in that doing, and like busy rushing from here to there and everywhere. Obviously, each person's life is different, and a mother with like 3 young kids, there won't be much opportunity for creating space. Though even and when I've worked with mothers, I've worked with many mothers over the years, that even like coming back to that breath, even coming back to like, even if it's like 3 seconds, you take a little mini pause and you create space there in that moment for 3 seconds, and then you continue. You continue about your day, or you say no to something that is not important, that's not necessary, that you don't need to do that. And then you can free up a bit more space. So just take a moment to reflect, and you can pop it in the comment section as well. Just take a moment to reflect, like what is actually at the moment currently taking up a lot of your time and energy in life, on a mental level, emotional level, physical level, at all levels. Like, what things are currently taking up a lot of time and energy? Where would you like more space? Where would you like to, like, what would you like to simplify in your life? Like, what feels overwhelming and complicated? What would you like to simplify? And just notice what's possible. What's possible. And I'm sure there's even like one thing in there that could be reduced or let go of in some way. Even if it's like one tiny little thing. One tiny little thing. I've often had a sense of admiration for people who are minimalists, and I'm not necessarily minimalist. I like things fairly organized and tidy, but not obsessive. Though I've really been interested by like people who are minimalists, and I think, wow, like good on them for really creating space and simplicity in their life. Like they don't need like 20 different dishes or like 50 different spoons in the kitchen, or like loads and loads of clutter or furniture, or like half a wardrobe that you don't even wear. Like they don't need all of that. They clear it out, they create space. Or people who go and live in small homes and tiny houses, or little homes or shared accommodation where they have less space and they therefore need to reduce everything that they have. And a vast majority of these people often comment about how much they notice the difference and how much happier they feel. How much happier they feel after making that, after creating the space, after letting go of things. So, as we move into the end of this year, this is a really good time to, as we're in autumn, those of us who are in the northern hemisphere, and we're going through into winter, and it's a really good time, if we haven't done so already, to let go, to release, go through your wardrobe, clean out stuff that you don't need anymore, give it to charity or sell it or whatever you want to do, pass it on to friends that want something, go to a clothes swap. Like find things that you can do, and just to clear out space, like a cupboard, kitchen cupboard, bathroom cupboard, clear things out, let go of things that are no longer needed or necessary or just taking up space. Because we can clear things on an environmental level, in terms of our environment, like what's going on within our environment. We can clear things in terms of a mental level, like taking a moment to simply just be with whatever is, mindfulness, meditation, just taking a moment to observe your surroundings, connecting with the breath. Emotional level as well. So writing things out, like if there's a lot of emotions that you're feeling, write things out, screw it up, throw it away, or find a practice that you can express and release emotions in a way that feels good for you. For me, that's dancing or painting. But everyone's different. Some people love singing, some people love writing. Like find something that works for you to create that space emotionally. Like let go of whatever is no longer serving you. And there are many levels that we can work on. But those are a few of the things to start with. And it's just really important just to notice, okay, yeah, like what's currently feeling overwhelming or stressful? How can I create space in that? Is there anything I need to say no to? Anything I can let go of? Come back to the breath. And that is a wonderful starting point. So that's for today's topic. Just something I wanted to share about that because that was coming up in my life, and also on a workshop that I was at. We were talking about this, and the teacher that I was learning from was just was saying the importance of simplicity and just making things more simple. The mind loves to complicate. The ego wants all the fancy things. The soul just wants to connect. The soul just wants to be and experience. It doesn't need to be so complicated and so overwhelming. And often we create it more like that because we feel we need to hold on to things, or we just continue doing things out of habit. Whereas taking a moment to pause and breathe and realize, okay, actually, perhaps I can create change by letting go of things, saying no to things that are no longer serving me. So that's for today's topic. And if you want to explore more about this, about the mind, and really tuning into your personal way of connecting to a sense of calm and authentic confidence, this Saturday I have an in-person workshop. So if you're watching the replay and the time is gone, check out my website because there'll be more events. There'll be more events and more things. The time of this going live, this Saturday, the 2nd of December, there's a workshop in person, and it'll be blending creative arts, numerology, some movement, and NLP, all of that together to really create this wonderful immersive experience where you can dive in to really discovering your personal blueprint, like what helps you to connect to a sense of calm, what helps you to connect to your authentic confidence according to your unconscious filters and according to your numbers and numerology. So this can be really interesting, where we tune into what's going on at a soul level as well as what's going on in terms of our mind and our emotions. So we'll have lots of fun exercises. It'll be a lot of fun. So that's on Saturday. If you want more information, there's a link in the description of this video, and you can also WhatsApp +34 6226 98673. And on Friday, there's also a dance session, Friday evening. Anyone who wants to create space in the emotional realm and also the mental as well, because when we come back to the body, we help to create space. So that's on Friday. And there are many, many more things. There's also a podcast coming out. It will come out a little bit later on YouTube, but on all the other channels, on Spotify, it will come out on Wednesday at 8 a.m. That will be the last episode of this season 1. And I'll take a little break, and then I'll be back next year with more episodes. So let me know if you have any questions. Just pop them in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to read them and respond. I read them all. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you. And yes, find out what helps you to create space What do you need to let go of? What do you need to clear out of your life? Physically, emotionally, mentally. Start small, step by step. Start small and just start with those little things, and then just notice the difference. Notice the difference and how it shifts your emotional well-being, your mental well-being at all levels. So sending much love to you, and I'll be back next week with another live. Much love.